France and Spain are facing a wildfire emergency of historic proportions. In France, massive blaze in the Gironde region has burned tens and thousands of hectares and has forced one of the largest evacuations in the country's history. The flames have been so intense that they have created their own weather system. A phenomenon known as fire cloud has formed above the fire. Now the result? Powerful winds generated by the blaze itself, erratic fire behavior and conditions that firefighters say can change in a matter of just mere minutes. The fire has been described as highly virulent, unpredictable and capable of generating its own winds. More than 2,500 firefighters, 1,500 military personnel and nearly 1,200 police officers have been deployed across France. The numbers tell a different story. The massive fire is so large that all hands are now to contain and douse the raging fire. But even that massive response is being stretched to its limits. Across the border in Spain, the wildfire crisis is equally severe. The Madrid region is battling its worst fires in history. Blazes have burned around 25,000 hectares across Spain and neighboring Ávila province. More than 60,000 people have been evacuated or ordered to remain indoors. A fresh fire front has also emerged near Valencia, forcing around 15,000 people to evacuate the premise. Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez is expected to visit fire-hit areas, while French President Emmanuel Macron is set to chair a crisis cabinet meeting. But the immediate threat is not on the fire on the ground. It is the weather being created by the fire itself. A fire cloud forms when intense heat sends smoke and moisture high into the atmosphere. Now, as the plume rises, it can develop into a massive storm cloud. The cloud then can produce powerful winds and even lightning. Now, that lightning can trigger new fires and the winds can push existing flames in entirely new directions. For firefighters, that makes the blaze extremely difficult to predict and contain. Now, the question is that how are these fire clouds formed? Wildfires, intense heat, smoke rises rapidly, a massive cloud forms, winds intensify, lightning strikes and new fires ignites. The result is a self-reinforcing fire system, which is making the conditions in Spain and France even worse. Experts say that the phenomenon is becoming increasingly concerning as climate change produces longer and more intense heat waves. The fires in France and Spain have erupted after successive heat waves and months of dry conditions. Another heat wave is now forecast to hit France from Tuesday. Temperatures could climb to around 40 degrees Celsius in some regions, and that could further dry out already parched landscapes. Experts also point to years of land use changes and poor landscape management. Abandoned agricultural land has allowed dry grasses, shrubs and dense vegetation to spread even more. Many forests are also dominated by dense and highly flammable plantations. So when extreme heat and drought combine with an ignition, fires can spread faster than firefighting systems can respond. Europe has strengthened its firefighting capacity, but experts say that the scale of the current fires is exposing a deeper problem. The focus, they argue, cannot only be on fighting fires after they start. Better land management, greater preparations, early warnings and stronger scientific monitoring will all be crucial in the coming times. Because as the climate gets hotter and landscapes get drier, the next wildfire may not simply be larger. It could create its own weather, and that could make the fire itself even harder to stop. France and Spain are now racing against the clock. With another heat wave forecast, firefighters are battling not just flames, but extreme heat, erratic winds and fire-generated thunderstorms. Now, experts warn that what Europe is witnessing may be a preview of more dangerous wildfire future.
As wildfires advance ever closer to the historic French city of Bordeaux, police have been going house to house ordering evacuations. The city's mayor, Thomas Cazenave, said on Sunday that the blazes were a mere 9 miles from the city's main entry points. More than 220,000 people have already been evacuated in southeastern France after fires ravaged the Cap Ferret Peninsula on the Atlantic coast, which is a popular tourist destination. Firefighters are now trying to prevent the flames from reaching Bordeaux, the regional capital in the heart of France's winelands and home to more than 270,000 people. It's also currently housing those who've been evacuated from around the region, including 86-year-old Jean-Claude Lyon. He arrived in the shelter in the early hours of Friday and still has no idea how long he might have to stay. Bordeaux's mayor told Reuters he was looking into offering longer-term accommodation for evacuees. Across the border in Spain, authorities say 75,000 people have been evacuated from their homes and more than 30,000 ordered to shelter in place. Prime Minister Pedro Sánchez said complicated hours lay ahead. He's been visiting fire-hit areas in Ávila, one of 3 central provinces affected by major blazes alongside Madrid and Toledo. These fires are the latest disasters linked to prolonged drought and successive heat waves, which scientists say have been intensified by climate change. In both Bordeaux and Ávila, July's high temperatures have averaged 90 degrees Fahrenheit or 32 degrees Celsius. According to the Reuters Climate Monitor, it's about 11 degrees Fahrenheit above the month's normal high between 1961 and 1990.